Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and today I'm giving away $200 worth of XRP to one of you guys. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is press the like button on this video, comment something down below, and have the notification bell on, and then if we hit 300 likes within 24 hours, we're giving that away. And also guys, doing another giveaway, the first 10 people to go to my Twitter and retweet the tweet about this video, we'll get a little tip in XRP, right? The first 10 people, maybe even 20, depending on how many of you guys actually go ahead and retweet. Like I sometimes do, I give away some small little tips, so make sure you go to my Twitter and quickly retweet the tweet about this video, and you're done. XRP Neo on Twitter. XRP at the center now. I guess the network has been built enough to start fully focusing on XRP, and this is actually a reply to Ian Northing, who said on Twitter, RippleNet, building a global payments network for financial institutions powered by XRP. XRP is now the center of Ripple's strategy. Seems like the page was turned. Thanks, you Panosmek. And then we can see on the slide here, we can of course see the GOAT, of course our main guy at Ripple. RippleNet, building a global payments network for financial institutions powered by XRP. Again, that sounds pretty amazing already on its own, that they say RippleNet and completely powered by XRP. That's pretty cool. And of course, Spring as we know it, as always, building a global payments network for developers powered by XRP. Now, this part, I have a little bit more to say about later on in the video about the developer part and about how we're going to be looking at that all. But I think I have one more slide or one more article here that contains the same picture. I don't completely know for sure though, guys. I've really been looking into XRP news for the last couple of hours, and also my previous video I recorded like 7 hours ago, right? And I only published it like 30 minutes ago because I've just been looking at more and more and more news and more this, more that, this discussion, that discussion, and really been putting everything into perspective for myself to really grasp the story that I want to give you guys today. XRP Neo also went to Twitter to say, a lot of Pompliano's supporters will shift to XRP as soon as they've watched the interview. You might be wondering, dude, what type of interview are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about this right here. A. Pompliano, a pretty big crypto figure, you can see here, A. Pompliano, co-founder and partner at Morgan Creek Digital. I write daily letter analyzing crypto news for institutional investors. You can see the amount of followers, right? 280,000. So almost everybody in the crypto space knows him, and you most likely have seen him before as well. But in this case, he started off with a tweet 3 hours ago, and it said, just finished the interview with Brad Garlinghouse. He did everything he agreed to. Recorded for 90 minutes, answered hard questions, shared vision for Ripple, responded to detractors, and podcast will drop on Tuesday for paying subscribers and Wednesday for everyone. You can see here offthechain.substack.com. I think it's his website. I don't completely know exactly who this off the chain is from. And some people are saying they're going to be subscribing for right now for 1 month just to get this podcast a day earlier. But I'm thinking, everybody's going to be doing that, so there will be tons of videos online. And since you guys are not on my channel instantly anyways, I think there's going to be some bigger guys who are going to be live streaming everything or whatever. If you guys want me to subscribe as well, just let me know in the comment section down below. I'll just quickly subscribe to it. Even if it's $7,000, just do it real quick. Just kidding, of course. But yeah, you let me know in the comment section. XB Crypto Wolf replied and said, thank you for interviewing Brad Garlinghouse. So did you want to give us any hints about anything important that Brad said that we don't already know about? Pompliano, what do you think of Ripple and XRP now that you finally interviewed Brad? A. Pompliano replied and said, Brad asked me at the end if I thought differently about Ripple and XRP post our conversation. You have to listen to the interview to find out what I said. And you can see again, everybody being completely enthusiastic and completely like, ooh, in this case, clickbait. I don't think it really was. Some people are just like, right? And I'm also in the territory because we really don't know anything about what they discussed there or what it is really about. If he changed his mind, if people are going to really be investing into it at all we know is that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be depending on this interview. As you can see, the amount of likes that it received, and this was really just recently, like a day ago or so. So we can definitely say that it is all recent, it is all really quite trending, it is all really quite important. Here you can see the slide once more that we saw in this tweet as well from Peter Vaz. Said here, both run on XRP. And that is because the emphasis of both these slides here is put at the end here with buy XRP. Whole RippleNet powered by XRP, Holostring powered by XRP. Again, that kind of gives us a whole feeling of XRP being involved into everything that Ripple's doing. Gives you a little bit of a boost, right? It feels nice to have that in the back of your head. XRP Owl, King Solomon again, back with the theories, back with the digging in the ground for XRP news, as he does the best. I mean, there's a lot of cool analysts out there, like Leonidas is always good with a lot of really in-depth stuff. You have XRP News. What is the name? I think XRP News, right? You have Bank XRP. They all really give out a lot of important stuff, and they do a lot of work to just give us on our plate, like to put all the info on our plates. But again, King Solomon or XPL is also one of those guys who just does a little bit more than he should be doing, and just a little bit of the digging that a lot of other people are not willing to do. In this case, he puts it right up on our plate, which is really kind of really quite amazing, I should say. Royal Bank of Canada, pending patent application for multi-currency reward wallets that include BTC and XRP, may be adopted for currency exchange. This is similar to liquid cash. Now we can see in the pictures right here, I've not taken too much of a in-depth look at all of this, but I think it is pretty cool. You can see here, I have no idea exactly what this all means, but it says here, current assignee, Royal Bank of Canada. So that's again where it kind of becomes interesting because it's an assignee. And you can see here, the system, 200, the product and channel area represented by 202 and 203. Oh wait, let's actually read from the yellow part at the beginning because it's kind of a mess, but it all makes sense if you read it through all the way. But in this case, we're just going to read parts. For example, clients of an organization may be able to pay or receive funds using a new digital currency, and clients may also be able to earn and redeem reward points using the rewards digital currency. The product and channel area represented by 202 and 203 may provide functionality associated with various accounts through transaction channels. For example, clients may be provided with a new multiple currency account, which holds balances in various currencies types, such as government-backed currencies, CAD, Euro, USD, and also some others. Also, digital currencies such as digital reward currencies, for example, Bitcoin, XRP, etc. The multiple currency account may be adapted for currency exchange, which is again why he put that in his tweet, via traded or tiered rates, etc. For example, the System 200, which is explained here a little bit, may be utilized to provide functionality to exchange merchant-specific reward points, government-backed currencies, again like Canadian dollar, US dollar, and digital currencies in a digital rewards exchange, usually the new digital currency. Merchants can trade their specific reward points to and from the digital currency, and in some embodiments, the provisioning of such a system 200 may aid in the transformation of reward assets into a digital currency that is, to some customers, similar to liquid cash, incorporated into clients' everyday spending behavior. So that again sounds pretty amazing right there. We can see here the numbers and how they make sense. All right. I still don't completely know what this means. Application. Okay, I guess it's just kind of a status report, right? Yeah. Okay, no, I actually do know what it means. I've seen it before. I had to get a little bit of dig into the back of my pocket, but I have seen it before. Application US events, application status is pending. That's what we wanted to see right there. It's the 4th of October, so it's really quite recent. I don't know the English name for it though, so that's the little bit of it. It's a really simple one, but I just can't figure it out right now. I can't. I'm not getting there. Yeah, you can see 202, 203 explained in a little bit of a simple fashion. So not. This was the word patent. Oh my days, guys! I was so stuck up with it. Thank you. Right, patent. That's the word. It's also the Dutch word, but in my head it was like I had to look and dive so deep into what it is in English. I was like, I only know the Dutch one, but it's also the same in English. So that was a little bit of a mistake. Crypto Airy. Again, if you're looking for a lot of cool XRP news in a really simple and in-depth manner, Crypto Airy is definitely one of the best in that sense as well. Like, up till now, I think she's really one of the clearest explainers that I've ever listened to. And again, guys, I'm sorry if my English is not the best. I'm not English natively. I learned the language later on in my life, so sometimes these words are hard to think of or to pronounce. But in this case, Crypto Airy here, in my own words here, is just one of the best explainers out there. You know, every time I read to or listen to a podcast, it just all makes sense, and she really explains more in depth of how these currencies work, rather than kind of superficial or like I mostly do, talking about some of the more superficial developments and really on a broader scale exactly what's going on, in 50-minute videos real quick. No, she goes in depth, explains exactly what happens on the XP Ledger, for example, and it's something that I can learn from still myself. The problem is, though, whenever I try to do some more in-depth stuff, a lot of people will just, don't give a shit on my channel. They don't like, give us some other news, give us some price news or whatever. I see it in the comments, and there's just a lot less engagements whenever I do more in-depth stuff than the global line. So, I try to look for a good balance there, but you guys need to let me know, right? But again, it's a recommendation from my part. Definitely worth checking out as well. There is one colossal company in Japan who projects everything will run on the XP Ledger starting 2020. With their focus and past efforts in working with Ripple on creating interoperability with Hyperledger, it is definitely possible. And then there's a video. You can see the amount of likes. You can see definitely that she's a respected person in the space. Well, yeah. Favorite infographics ever so far. You can see Interledger enabling interoperability across platforms. And with this, they're trying to explain how everything in the end is working with or through or in some sense is connected to the XP Ledger /XRP /Ripple, right? In the end, it is all connected to each other. That's kind of what they're trying to say. Through Interledger protocol or either through the other side of Interledger protocol, it is always connected. And that's something that's really kind of scary for me to think about, how close we are to like such a big, huge scale even change in this world where Ripple could really mean a lot more than you might think. Right, I'm hoping I explained that well enough, how Ripple is so close to changing the way we view money or to changing the way we transact. That it's kind of scaring me sometimes, that we're so part of it, with those other big revolutions in the past, you're listening to them, you're reading about them, but they're all like 500 years ago, 200 years ago, 100 years ago, or maybe the .com/internet run. A lot of you guys that are watching this video might have not even been part of that, or are not too familiar with the whole development or not really invested into it. But in this case, you're watching XP News every single day, most likely, or you're really involved with it. So you're really part of this quote-unquote revolution that we're seeing here. And that's just sometimes so cool to me. But yeah. Breki Von said here on Twitter, and I should not be opening this sound because it's, I think, copyrighted song already. It has a lot of views, so it most likely is already copyrighted. But let me quickly listen to it again because I kind of forgot what it is about the song. It's going to take a miracle from God. If God don't do it, then it won't get done. That's basically what she's going to sing the whole time. If God won't do it, it won't get done. And that is actually a reply to XRP is going to 589, that it must be kind of a miracle for it to occur, right? Name is Breki Von Bitcoin. I've never actually seen him before, but he seems like a pretty popular person in this space I'm seeing now. But it says here, you in Twitter today, and it's a pretty fun reference, I must say. I must admit, pretty funny. I can give it a laugh, so maybe I should even give it a like. It's a pretty funny thing. I must admit. What I said before, guys, where I told you guys that I wanted to get into the coding a little bit more. Marcus Treacher here says, super tutorial for coding on XP Ledger from our friends at Coil. This was done by Vitsevint and posted on Coil. If anyone deserves credits, it's him. You can see Marcus Treacher maybe looking for that credit from Vitsevint. I don't even know. Well, what I do know is that I think, if you're choosing a career in coding, you're of course looking to where you can make an impact, where you can really make some changes, where you can really do some cool stuff, right? And I think that a lot of developers, and I've actually, how should I say this the best way? I'm in contact with a lot of developers on a daily basis, with a lot of computer science students even as well. I don't even know if they really do computer science or some other studies, but I really talk to a lot of these guys on maybe not a daily basis, but on maybe like a weekly basis, right? So I like to talk to a lot of these groups, and what I've noticed that a lot of them are like, I know this languages or these languages, and I know how to code, or I know what I want to do, or I want to work for this company, that company, but in the end, they don't really know exactly what they want or how they can make a big difference, because they're just going to be there and they're hoping that they can get a creative job. And I'm in the back of my head thinking, like, if you really want to put your knowledge to use, and even though you might not be able to code the languages you might need to or whatever, you really like the computer science-y route of everything, you really like to know the in-depth stuff of how things work, I think you really should be looking at some of these crypto developers or some of the coding in this regard, in this sense, because it's really so revolutionary. You can really be doing things that can really influence billions of people's lives quite simply, really. Because, for example, now, if you really create an amazing app, for example, or a amazing integration, like, just to put it plainly right there. Realistically speaking, if Ripple really likes your idea, or Spring likes your idea, or Spring likes what you're doing, it can get picked up. That's one. And it could actually be spread to billions of people once Ripple really gets the ball rolling. As you're working with Spring, which is indirectly working with, or directly even working with Ripple again, and let's say you're that good, right? Spring invests in you, for example. You're working with Ripple already, and maybe you're that good in what you're doing, or maybe you thought of something that nobody else thought of, and you really can get the ball rolling and getting it integrated everywhere. What other company can you do this for? You know, if you want to do it in traditional finance, good luck to you, because it's going to take a whole lot of effort to come up with something new in that space, or a whole lot of connections to even get yourself out there to be able to prove yourself. Because I know that you might be good at coding, you might be good at thinking up of stuff, but who are you going to show it to, right? You might be tweeting it out, we'll get 4 likes because nobody gives a shizzle. With XRP, you know, you make something really insane, you really do your best, you're going to get it out there, right? And those major guys are going to notice. For example, Vitsavind, had he done something for the real financial world, quote unquote, you know, real financial world, I'm saying it from a non-cryptocurrency perspective, right? Like the more financial type of world that's not crypto and the crypto type of world. I'm just trying to kind of exclude those two now, to separate them, those two. Had he done something for Swift, nobody would have ever taken notice. Nobody would have cared. He would have still gotten nowhere. But now that he chose to do something for XRP or for like cryptocurrency communities, it's so much easier for yourself to get recognized. So much easier for your ideas to get picked up. Sorry, it was a little bit of a rambling, but I think it's just an important distinction to make, that if you really want to make something for yourself in this space, it's a lot simpler if you're doing it through crypto. And also, I think it's so much more interesting, because if you're watching this video right now already, you're like into computers or into coding, just get started, man, really. And maybe look back into this video in a couple of years and be like, yeah, man, thank you for helping me start. But just start it, man. Just start to try. See if you like it. See if you can do something. Just start to develop. You know, share it with everybody. Maybe just send it to me. If you're creating something, just let me know on Twitter. I'm going to help you out, man. Just going to share it whenever I can, because that stuff is just amazing whenever I see these initiatives. Some people are trying to DM me to, you know, promote their stupid-ass things. Please don't do that. But if you're creating something that only creates value, maybe in the end it helps yourself, but you're really doing it to create value for a community or for the world, or you're really trying to make something for yourself as a name, and not necessarily just money really quickly, yeah, just hit me up. It's pretty cool to see all that type of stuff. Ripple's XRP price is headed for up to 4,600% increase as major indicator turns bullish. The XRP price is headed for a major breakout after forming a bullish MACD crossover on its weekly chart. It might be too early or too late to put your bear suit, despite Ripple's XRP failing to make a significant upward move throughout 2019. If history repeats itself, the XRP price is poised for massive gains after the moving averages convergence divergence, which is the MACD in short. Indicator turned bullish on its weekly chart. When I read this article the first time, I was really stoked. I was like, wow, right? We got some crazy bullish stuff going on again, and I was pretty excited. Right, and the first time I read this article, XRP was actually doing plus 3.5% or something like that. So it was all kind of plus. Everything was doing really good. I was kind of excited. But then it said just this part of like the MACD is doing good. I was like, meh. You know, it said here, Ripple's native token would surge anywhere between 170 and 4,600% with every bullish MACD crossover. And that is where it got my excitement again, because here it talked again about XRP to BTC. Every bullish MACD crossover on the weekly chart was followed by a significant price increase. The lowest gain was 170% plus, and the best gain was 4,600% plus. Recently, the MACD turned bullish once again, which is right here, right this period. So, in a short amount of time here, supposedly, we're going to have to get some crazy gains going. It is not a coincidence that trading vet Peter Brandt also suggested that XRP is currently bottoming against Bitcoin, and I'm still uncertain of whether or not that was sarcasm or if he was real with that one, but he did say it out loud on Twitter. Right, he did say XRP to BTC is bottoming, and this is XRP to BTC. It's at the bottom, so we're going to spike up right now. Following this MACD analysis and in theory, it also works out. And speaking of the Crypto King, CoinDesk's Omkar Godbol states that the Bitcoin price could skyrocket to 8,800 since the coin's MACD histogram is also forming higher lows. However, this surge could end up being a flash in the pan if the coin fails to invalidate the bearish trend or longer duration charts. What we're going to be seeing, guys, I don't know too much about that. One article I've had open for a little while here, maybe like 2 days, I don't even know. Let's refresh here. You can see I opened it at 2 hours. I have not refreshed it in the last 12, I guess. Apple will not create its own cryptocurrency. Here is why. I found it a pretty interesting topic because I mean, Apple creating cryptocurrency? Does that not sound really kind of strange to you in the back of your head as well? Apple cryptocurrency? What would they do? Like a Apple Payee? Pay 2 in the Apple US dollar? What would they make? Kind of crazy. What would they make it for as well? It's also another question you should ask yourself. What are they going to do with it? Because it does sound kind of aptly to have a coin to their own. But on the contrary, if they do want to control everything themselves, it's going to be difficult to have a currency that you can. But yeah, just some random thoughts in the back of my head. Tim Cook, CEO of popular large tech company Apple, has shared his stance on tech companies launching their own digital currencies for public use. And according to Cook, he is not in support of private organizations creating a digital currency, further going against the notion by confirming that money belongs to the government. The control of money belongs to the government, not private organizations, and according to Cook, money and defense are supposed to be controlled by the government and are not supposed to be under the control of private entities. I'm not comfortable with the idea that a private group creates a competing currency. A private company does not have to seek to gain power in this way. He further said on the role of governments and private companies, it is at the heart of their mission. We elect our representatives to assume government responsibilities. Companies are not elected. They do not have to go for this, he added. Oh, let's not press that. Apple watching cryptocurrencies, as we said before, they're looking at them, but they do not want to take action with it all. 30 million XRP transferred to a wallet alleged to be Ripple's ex-CEOs. I saw a little bit about this, about some bigger XRP transactions, but in the end, I don't really know what's going on. In the end, I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. In the end, it's still their money. They can do whatever they want. You can worry yourself with all the money that they're transferring, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt you really. If they're manipulating it, well, yeah, sure, whatever. What are we going to do about it? Here we can see, though, Peter Brands' other side. Because, oh, damn, I pressed it again. At the same time, Peter Brands also accused Ripple of manipulating the price in a series of tweets. He said, will Ripple be able to manipulate the market to keep XP above 24 cents? A series breaking to this level and 0.020725 is in the cards. He wrote, Brand then explained his use of language in the following tweet. I used manipulate because it was exactly what Ripple has been doing since it introduced XRP. Well, yeah. We don't know. We don't know who's moving this money. We don't know if it's really making an influence. I just been seeing it too much, guys. I don't know what to say about it. Really. It's just hurting me a little bit to talk about it even more. And then XRP-backed coin to be launched on Binance's DX, along with bigger number of native XRP-based pairs. Binance DX plans to launch an XRP-pegged coin on its ledger, along with more native XRP-based pairs to be offered for trading. If you're still watching this far, guys, comment something funny with pegged in it or with money in it. Type something with money or with pegged. And I'll know you're watching all the way till this end. But use those like quotation marks, right? And put money in quotations, for example, because I know you've been watching this far. Most people don't watch all the way to the end. So yeah. CZ said on Binance, this was supposed to be announced a bit later, but such is the nature of a blockchain project. Transparency. You cannot hide anything. Well, there you go, XRP, on-chain pegged on Binance Chain and Binance DX. Guess which floor gates this opens up? XRP BF2. Huh. 10 million supply. Binance DEX will list XRP pairs so you don't need a decentralized exchange to trade them. It's true, but why put it there? I don't know. From Ripple event, we can see here newest members to the XP community: BRD, BitPay, CoinMe, Meadow, Anchorage, Xeta, Zoox, Binance US, Binance DEX, Blockchain Daemon, and Chain Analysis. So this one is what they're happy for. Of course, the Binance US, which is going to be huge, and Binance Decentralized Exchange, which of course is now also kind of confirmed that it's going to get on there. Pretty amazing, all this stuff. Galgatron said here on Twitter, right, but are these Binance XRP backed by real XRP? And CZ said, absolutely. This was supposed to be announced a bit later. You can see what it is all about. Yeah. This opens up the floodgates for massive clearinghouse dumpings and advertisement of a non-crypto on a crypto exchange. Sad. A lot of FUD. A lot of FUD. All right. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of FUD, a lot of unhappy people. It's all kind of demotivating, to be completely honest. CZ had also promised to add more trading pairs with native XRP on decentralized exchange of Binance, because XRP Wiener said, sorry, don't truly understand this. If it's pegged to XRP's value, why not just buy XRP? I would understand if something was pegged to gold because it would be easier to use, but with digital assets, XRP is easy and fast. So what would be the draw to buy another asset pegged to it? And he said, have you ever asked for more trading pairs against XRP? Native XRP does not have direct trading pairs, especially on any non-custodian decentralized exchange. For say BTC, BNB, Matic, etc. Well, now it does. That's the end. That's the end, guys. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you press the like button right now, because I mean, you gotta support a brother right there, man. You gotta press that like button to show your support, show you enjoy the work that I put in, show you enjoy some of the content that I bring, let me know what you enjoyed about the video. Let me know what I can improve on. Of course, you gotta always comment and say what I can do better next video, because I'm always trying to improve. And again, there's been a lot of talking, like 25 minutes straight here, so I'm going to take a little break. But thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Don't forget to join the giveaway. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description below, but especially make sure you join the Facebook group, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and have a very nice day.